Hello, my name is Alejandra Aguirre, and I will be presenting our project. So, our project focuses on designing a database for the UTRGV Career Center. The motivation behind building this database was to address how career services currently rely on multiple tools and manual processes to manage appointments, workshops, advisor availability, and student engagement. These disconnected systems make it difficult to track student participation, avoid scheduling conflicts, and analyze service effectiveness. So the business need here would be centralization and accuracy. The Career Center serves a large and diverse student population across multiple campuses, from Bonneville, Edinburgh, Harlingen, and advisors need a reliable way to manage their availability, their appointments, and student interactions in one place. So our students also need a unified system where they can schedule appointments, register workshops, and receive consistent follow-ups. The scope of our projects includes storing and managing data to students, advisors' appointments, workshops, suggested services, and feedback. Our database supports core career center workflows such as advising appointments, workshop registration, service tracking, and student engagement reporting. I will show you our ERD models, the relational models we did in the normalized tables. Let me just scroll down so we can see it. So here we will be able to see our entity relationship diagram. We can see the entities that we came up with, the five main entities, to base our system requirements. They are the students, the advisor, workshops, just the services, and appointments. So these entities represent the core objects of the Career Center. These are the objects that the Career Center works with daily, and this is very constant thing that they see day to day. The ERD shows how students interact with advisors through appointments, how workshops are linked to services, and how services connect across the system. From the ERD, we did develop the relational model. Let me scroll down so we can see it. It's gonna be right here. There we go. So from the relational model, from the ERD into the relational model, each entity was converted into a table with a clearly defined primary key and foreign keys. One-to-many relationships are handled using foreign keys, while the many-to-many relationships were between workshops and suggested services is resolved using a bridge table. And then finally, our tables were normalized to a third normal form. Here we can see it. This is our normalization. So there we go. This is our 3NF relations. And for these, for the 3NF, this would ensure that there are no partial or transitive dependencies. It would reduce redundancy and maintain data integrity. The final result is a clean, efficient schema that supports a reliable reporting and future scalability. Here in the 3NF, we can see our tables, starting with the student table. We have the entities and the relationships with it, the advisor table, the advisor phone, advisor specialty, so just the service table, our appointment table, registers table, workshops, and last but not least, the location table. So that'll be it for my part, but my fellow partners will continue with the presentation.
Leon, and I'll be showing part 3 for the Career Center. And just to save on time, because it could be a good 20-minute video if I were to type everything out, I have already pre-done the SQLs just to save and be more efficient. So I'll be showing the implemented database, the tables, their structure, and some of the data that was loading for testing. So you can see here I connected. I'm using Career Center as our database. I'm showing the tables. You can see we have advisor, advisor phone, advisor specialty, appointment, location, register, student, suggested service, and workshop. Next, I've described the student. We can see here we have student ID as the primary key with first name, last name, major, email, phone number, preferred contact, and suggested service ID as the foreign key connected to this suggested service. As a suggested service they're currently interested in. Next, we have the amount of rows for the student. See, we have 10. Describing the 10 rows within, we have the student ID, first name, last name, major, their email, their phone number, preferred contact method, whether email or text, and their suggested service ID. Next, we have the advisor. We have advisor ID as the primary key, first name, last name, role, date available, their start time, end time, and their email. Now we have the describe the advisor phone. So we have advisor phone. Advisors can have more than one phone numbers. So advisor phone is used to store additional numbers. Each row links an advisor ID to one phone number with advisor ID as a foreign key back to the advisor table. Advisors can also have more than one specialty. This table links each advisor to one specialty using advisor ID as a foreign key. The combination of advisor and specialty can be treated as a composite key, so we don't repeat the same specialty for the same advisor. We have the row counts for advisors, row counts for advisor phones, and the row counts for advisor specialty. So you can see here we have the more descriptive information for the advisors, their ID, their name, their last name, their role, career advisor, career coach, advisor, and career coach as well. Again, sorry. Their date available, their start and end time, and their email provided. We have the phone numbers for the advisor phones. We have 10 here. Their specialties for the advisor specialty. And now we move on to the workshops. So you can see here, this is the workshop table. Workshop ID is the primary key. The table includes information such as the date, building, title, capacity, a deadline, and start and end time, room number, and workshop type. These are the groups events students can attend. We have the 10 rows for the workshops. Here's the workshops that have been entered with their schedule and basic details. Now we're describing the locations. The location table stores information about where workshops or advising activities can take place, such as a building room or possibly a virtual link. Each location can be reused by multiple workshops. And then we have the examples as well. 10 rows. Now we have suggested service. This is a suggested service table. Suggested service ID is the primary key. Each row represents a type of advising service with columns for the service name and other details such as category or duration, depending on how the table was defined. Students and appointments both reference this table when a service is recommended. So you can see here, suggested service ID, the name, resume, review, mock interview, internship guidance, etc., etc. The type, whether it's career or advising, the feedback rating, a rating scale from 1 to 5, outcomes, improved resume quality, better cover letters, grad plan established, negotiation readiness, and then we have comments here. Now we have describe registers. So this registers table links students to workshops they have signed up for. It typically includes a student ID and a workshop ID as foreign keys and may also store registration date or status. So you can see here both workshop ID and student ID have a primary key. Now we have the count for the registers. And then we have the workshop ID connected to the student ID. Then lastly, we have the appointments table. This is the appointment table with appointment ID as the primary key. The table stores each advising appointment's date, time, information, type, status, and also links back to advisor ID and usually as a foreign key and usually to a student or a suggested service depending on how that appointment was scheduled. Then we have the first 10 rows showing that there is 10 rows. Yeah, reminders, emails through text, appointment status, whether it's scheduled or completed, the advisor's ID, and suggested service ID, in person or virtual, the start and end time, the date, and the appointment's ID as well. So the demonstration should show that the conceptual design for Career Center has been implemented, as well as having working database tables. All the required tables exist in the Career Center database. They have been populated with data and the relationship between students, advisors, workshops, locations, and services represented through foreign keys and linking tables like advisor phone, advisor specialty, and registers have been implemented. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the part four or of the of the project. It's for the reports. So I'm just gonna log in real quick. Man, the first report I'm gonna run is appointments. So the appointments, it's this report shows upcoming appointments so staff can manage schedules, reduce conflicts, and prepare for appointments. So there's the one, it shows that some of the appointments that we have scheduled. And then the second report I'm gonna be running is the workshop ID, or sorry, the workshop. So this one is gonna be show the workshop attendee list with location details, with check-ins, and that way it helps with the planning for capacity and for follow-ups. Makes it easier to know what student can go to which workshop and not have an overflow of students, obviously. And then the third report I'm going to be running is going to be the advisor availability report. There it is. So this report shows the advisor availability and specialty so that students and staff can schedule with the right advisor efficiently. Just to make sure that the advisors are actually available instead of scheduling two students at the same time with the same advisor, right? And it also shows their specialty, so that way you know which advisor we want to be sending them to. I also have we also did a student engagement report. This is for the workshops and the service preferences. This is what they want. This report summarizes student engagement through workshop participation and shows what service each student is searching for. This helps the Career Center make sure we put them in the right workshop, make sure we get them the right resources and the correct outreach that they need. And then the last one that we have is report 5. This one's going to be based off service. So this report summarizes the feedback by service so the Career Center can evaluate service quality and improve programming, or just planning and for scheduling and stuff like that. It shows the ratings, how good it is and stuff like that. So this is the end of the project. We each recorded our own part so that we could all participate in it. Yeah, this concludes the reports part of it. Thank you.